What's happening, people? Beautiful day today in Melbourne. Beautiful day. Anyways, here we are again. Third video for 2026. You know, the goal moving forward, and I'm trying to keep myself accountable to this, is to just set the camera up, hit record, and just let it flow. I mean, in theory, in here it sounds easy. Super easy. But once that red button is active, you just go blank. You're like, fuck, what do I even talk about? And I guess I was falling into this cycle um, early on in my journey with YouTube. I think I'm about 6 months, about 6 months in now, and I guess for the first 4 months I was frantically recording, scripting, editing, posting every single day. And you know what? It just takes up so much time. It takes up a lot of time to do all that, especially when I don't have any, I guess, money to pay for editors, script writers, and all this stuff, right? I'm literally just working with an iPhone 13 Pro, which I've had for a few years now. And funny enough, it's doing a pretty good job. You know, it's about knowing how to use what you've got. You know, I got a lot of people asking me, "Oh, what camera are you using? It's so high quality. It's fucking clear. It's nice, cinematic. This that." And I always laugh because I turn around and tell them, "Bro, I'm just using an iPhone 13. It's not even a 17 Pro. Nothing extravagant, nothing crazy. It's literally just a 13, which I think is actually a pretty good phone for its age. I think it was probably the last best phone. I mean, it's pretty much the phone that has everything that you need if you're looking to do content creation. All the software's up to date, and you get access to all the pretty much majority of the stuff that you'd get in a 17 Pro anyway. So yeah, nothing fancy. You know, I've just got a $20 tripod that I take with me to the gym as well. And yeah, invested in these little Rode wireless Go mics, and they've been a huge help. Very good to have, especially when you're in settings. You know, you're doing outdoor stuff like this, so it just focuses on the voice rather than. I mean, you get a little bit of background noise, but it doesn't overpower the voice stuff. So, but yeah, here we are, video number 3 of 2026, and I'll be honest, I had no idea what to talk about today, and I was even thinking, fuck, can I be fucked recording right now? But we're here, we're showing up, we're doing the thing, we're doing the work, and I guess the immediate thought that comes to mind is I went and saw that new Avatar movie, Fire and Ash. I think it's the third installment. Went and saw it at Hoyt's, and you know, I think the last time I watched IMAX was like when I was like a little kid. So I can't even tell the difference to a normal cinema. And I was like, you know what, let's try IMAX. Let's see what the difference is. See if we can really get ourselves immersed in the experience. And also came with 3D glasses as well. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Let's really see if we can enter the world that they're in. And don't get me wrong, it was a good experience, great experience. Recommend if you're looking to watch Avatar, the new one, anytime soon. IMAX in 3D is pretty sick. You know, you got all these directional sounds. You know, you got gunshots here and then the ocean over here. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I was just sitting there thinking as I was watching. I was like, fuck, we're here, all of us. It was almost a full room, the cinema. A lot of the seats were booked out, and a lot of us. I was just looking around, and you just see a lot of people, everyone, basically just wearing these 3D glasses, looking at a screen. I'm like, This is interesting. We're all here watching a movie about humans escaping their reality and trying to live their dream in another reality, another world. Which, if you really think about it, is mind blowing. It's an interesting concept, Avatar, and I think it's a good representation of life as we know it right now. I mean, if you think of it, we're almost in kind of like a simulation, our own Avatar simulation here, where, because I mean, instead of trying to escape the reality you have now, why not treat this as your own movie, like your own, like you're essentially the main character in your movie, in your life right now. So why would you look at anyone else as the main character when you were born as the main character? And I guess that's how I've always kind of looked at life growing up. Yeah, I'm a big movie buff. I love my movies, especially the underdog stuff where you get a guy he's broken, he's got nothing gone for him, just lost his house, lost his family, kids, the wife, everything, lost his job, everything's been repossessed, nothing's gone for him, and then all of a sudden he gets this big break and he starts working on himself. He goes into this rebuild arc. And long story short, eventually he turns his life around and becomes the hero of the film. And that's how I've always looked at my life growing up. I never thought anything was impossible. As a kid, you feel like you could just do anything. The world's your oyster. You feel like you can just put your mind to something, or like you envision yourself doing it, and then if you can really have that mind body connection, then your body just flows, and then it becomes that reality. Which I think helped me with skating. I don't know if I mentioned this in my previous videos, but I used to skate when I was younger. And for example, the first time I got on a skateboard, I was shit scared. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna stack and wreck myself here. But then if you watch enough videos or if you watch enough people doing, say, an ollie, so for those of you that don't know what an ollie is, it's just basically just popping the board and just jumping with the board stuck to your feet. Just basically just jumping over stuff with the board, which is essentially the first basic move, the fundamental move that you need for every other skill in skateboarding. And yeah, I guess when I started to learn that, obviously the first few tries couldn't get the board up, ended up flicking the board up and landing on it with my leg or shin and wrecking myself. But I guess the more times you watch other people do it and start to understand how it looks and actually visualize it in your mind, and once you've got it in here and then you start to use your body and act it in that way that you see it in your mind, eventually you put two and two together and you're able to achieve that ollie, which is what happened with me. Another example is the kickflip. That's like the next natural step in skateboarding, which is also pretty hard, but also pretty easy once you get the hang of it. And it's probably the best move that I reckon in skateboarding, especially if you can do it clean. So whenever I tried practicing the kickflip, I'd just envision myself doing the ollie, flicking my foot, letting the board flip underneath my feet, and just trying to keep my body over the board, parallel to the board. And when I was able to land that first kickflip, then I was like, fuck, if I can do this, I can do anything else. And I've taken that same mindset with me, I guess, in other things like basketball, soccer, singing, dancing, job hunting. It's taken me a lot of places. Just being able to visualize yourself doing the thing that you want to do, and then just training your body to follow through, which essentially has got me to where I am now. And essentially, is where life has gotten you to where you are now. If you think about it, everything that you're seeing right now, the place that you're in right now, wherever you are right now, all started here. Like when you drive to a when you drive to a location in your car, you're not even thinking about you indicating or steering the wheel, pushing the brake. Everything's just automatic. It's just autopilot. But all you envision is the destination, and somehow you're already there. So yeah, I guess I've been really refining my morning journal, morning visualization lately, and it's something that I've been practicing and I guess trying to master for a while now. But for some reason, I just couldn't quite feel it. You know, it just didn't feel like it was real enough for me. And it wasn't until yeah, I guess just recently I actually sat down and was like, well, what does my dream life actually look like? Where do I want to live? What do I want to what car do I want to drive? Where do I want to travel to? What clothes do I want to wear? What kind of food do I want to eat? Who do I want to be surrounded by? I started to think about these things in vivid detail. And once I started doing that, something, I don't know, something inside just started to feel, it started to shift. It just felt more real. It felt like I was actually living that life right now. And I think that's how visualization is supposed to be practiced. Because I could look for so long, whenever I wrote my goals down, I would always look at it in future state, you know, by December 31st, 2026, 2025, 2024, whatever, I'll be doing this, I'll be living here, I'll be driving this, I'll be having that. It was always future state, but I never actually achieved any of that stuff. It's because it's almost like you're telling yourself you don't have it right now. It's like you're never going to get it. But it wasn't until, yeah, just recently when I started picturing myself as if I was that person, if I was as if I was living that life right now, that it felt real. And I think that's a secret. And when I look back at it now, when I was trying to learn new tricks in skateboarding, when I was learning how to sing, learning how to shoot a 3 pointer, you know, when I was learning how to crump, to dance, I envision myself as if I was already doing it now, as if I was already that person right now. So I guess you could say it's a lost art that I had forgotten about. And I'm finally starting to remember all that stuff now. And I'll tell you what, it feels amazing. It feels so real. It feels like I'm already living. You know, the account might have $0. It might be in the negatives. It might be in the red. I might not have the 10% body fat. I might not have the dream physique that I want now. I might not be living in a beachfront estate with my dream garage. But all I have is this, right? And if I can picture myself right now living that life and having that now, I already feel like I'm there. And then, I guess, God willing, you just got to let things play out. But at the same time, obviously, got to put in the work. You know, you got to take the right steps. You got to do the thing. You can't just think it and shit just pops up and just appears. You got to put in the work to get you there. But it's funny because I was actually having a chat with my brother. We jumped on a call the other day, And yeah, I guess, he's been, for a while, he's been wanting to escape the matrix, escape the 9 to 5. He works in sales, doing appointment setting for a company. He's been doing it for a couple of years now, and his top performer is a gun, absolute weapon. And look, he can progress to becoming like an in-home, face-to-face consultant, but it doesn't feel like that's for him. What he wants to do is work for himself, work from home, choose his own hours, choose his own offers to sell, you know? But he's just missing one key element, which is, where does he start, What skills does he need to learn now to level up? And obviously the answer is to go seek someone who's already done that. So find a mentor, find a coach, or get in with the right people. And I think he's made the decision now this year he's going to invest in himself, finally invest in himself, in learning new skills, leveling up his sales skills, his closing skills, opening himself up to new networks of different offers that he can sell, working with people who have already done what he wants to do. And just by him picturing himself doing that and taking the action steps to get closer to that, he's now on his way there. So yeah, this whole manifestation game, it's tricky. A lot of guys say Think and Grow Rich, yeah, which is great book. Don't get me wrong, but the actions need to follow through as well. And there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it, and I'm starting to understand that now. And it's funny because right now, life realistically isn't how I want it to look, or how it right now. It seems like it's completely far off my dream life. But at the same time, because I've practiced and I started to understand how manifestation works, I already feel like I'm living that life now, and I feel at peace because I know what's mine, what I deserve, and I know that it's going to come. It's on its way to me. Might not be in the time that I want. It's going to be on God's time, and God's time is always perfect for those of you who believe in faith and all that, right? So yeah, I don't know how the whole avatar stuff ties in, but I guess you could say you can live the dream life that you want right now, even though it might not seem like you have anything going for you right now, just by simply immersing yourself and really visualizing and picturing yourself living that life right now, living as the man that you want to be, with the partner, the wife that you want to have, the kids that you want to have, the car that you want to drive, the house that you want to live in, the country that you want to explore. You can have that now just by visualizing it. I mean, think about this. Where I am now, this apartment, right? Where did it come from? I'm not talking about the materials. I'm not talking about the stuff that you see here physically. I'm talking about, where did it actually come from? It came from here. Someone had the idea, I want to build all these apartment blocks on this land. They had the idea, and then what did they do? Don't quote me on this. I don't know how the whole building process works. I'm not in that field, but the person with the idea goes and sees, I don't know, maybe an architect to draw up the design, right? So that idea is now on paper, right? You can see it, how it's potentially going to look. And what do they need to do now once it's on paper? They need to get the materials together to start constructing it. So then they go to a builder who then does that for them. So he goes and builds the apartment blocks. Takes a bit of time. Obviously, it didn't happen overnight. Didn't happen overnight. It took what? I mean, this whole development probably could have taken, I don't know, maybe a year, maybe quicker with the stuff that we have now, but it didn't happen overnight. But they got to work every day building the thing, and now I'm here, enjoying the fruits of their labor. So the same thing goes for you and for me. It all starts here in the mind. Once you can see it clearly in the mind and you can write it down, which is what I do as well every morning. I write down my dream life on two pages left to write. I call it I am, and then I write today's date every single day. I am this person living in this house. I am driving this car. I am traveling the world. I am God fearing. I am feeding kids in the Philippines, building churches in Colombia. I am this person right now. So I guess instead of trying to escape and try to try to live a different reality, try to live someone else's reality, start living your reality. Like Avatar. These guys are trying to escape the human world to live in new bodies, new avatar bodies, so they can enjoy their world because it was better than the human world. But why not just do that here for yourself now? Why not live that life now? This is essentially our reality, right? And you didn't get to where you are now because life happened to you, and which is what we all think, life just happens to you. But no, there was obviously decisions that you made along the way. There were some choices, unfortunately, that you couldn't control, but there are also some that you can control. There are some paths that you can take. There's always a left or right. There's always a right or wrong. There's always a white or black. There's never a grey area. There's hot and cold. There's always polar opposites to everything, cause and effect. So, yeah, I guess when I look back on my life now, a few key decisions I made before to get myself in better shape got me there. I was sick and tired of being overweight, being an NPC, being a bench warmer, being last, being the nice guy. I was sick and tired of that. So I decided this is the body I want to have. I want to become athletic. I want to weigh 80 kilos. I want to be running marathons and ultra marathons. I want to be doing high rocks. I want to be strong again. I want to be my own superhero. I want to be the main character again. So that's what I set myself out to do. And this usually happened after the breakups and each relationship, because I lost myself in each relationship. And I'm grateful for them because if it wasn't for those relationships, I wouldn't have gone through those rebuild arcs, those Batman, Bruce Wayne arcs, those James Bond arcs. So, yeah. And here we are now, recording content, which I never thought I'd do ever in my life, but here we are, in hopes that this helps one of you, even just one of you today. Whatever it is you're going through, just know that it's going to be all right. Every day that you wake up is a good day. I can tell you that much. So, if you guys found this valuable, give it a like, comment, I guess, below, what you're going through right now, where you're at in life, and I guess what you want out of 2026, what you truly want. How does that life look like for you? And I guess what do you need to do to get there this year? Even just start with today. What do you need to do today to get one step closer to the life that you want to live? I guess the beauty about this content, and probably the reason why you still subscribe to me, and I'm grateful that you guys are still here because, I had a 3-month break where I didn't post any content and I started posting again lost a few subscribers along the way, but majority of you stayed. So there's clearly something here that you guys can resonate with and relate to. You guys probably see a little bit of yourselves in me. Maybe you see a lot of yourselves in me. Great. I only want to be speaking to guys who are just like me, who see the world similar to how I see it, who see potential in themselves. You are the underdog, and you're on your way. You're on your comeback arc right now. And look, for me, it started with getting my health right, getting fitness right, getting that dialed in. So, yeah, if that's something that you're struggling with at the moment, if you want to get in better shape, I've made a few different resources there you can check out with regards to rebuilding yourself after a breakup, getting yourself in the best shape of your life through basic stuff. I was able to build my body and get fit, get strong again just at home in my living room doing push-ups, using the dining table for rows, right, for pull-ups and stuff. I just had bare minimum stuff. I don't have a gym membership. The only reason I go gym now is because I got a sponsorship, or I became an ambassador for a gym. So they've given me like a membership for free, which is awesome. But I wouldn't have gotten there if I didn't build myself to become someone worthy of an ambassadorship. So yeah, a lot of I guess you could say a lot of opportunities for me opened up once I got my health right. So that's where you are right now. Get that fixed up. Check out some of the stuff we've got there. Obviously, we'll dive into mindset, dive into building up your network, becoming socially magnetic again, attracting high quality women. All this stuff I experienced in a short span of time once I got my health right. And I feel like now I believe I can help someone out there. Might not be able to help everyone, but if I can just help one person who's going through what I went through right now, it's all I can ask for. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and we'll see what the next video's got in store for us. Catch you later. Peace.